We are outside in Philly, outside of Silk City. I'm Adam Dash, and I am joined by a man who has one of the albums of the year right now, Gazebo. Out right now.
Thank you. Beal. We're here. Dude, we're running it back. We just did an interview. A lot has changed since, so I'm excited.
I met this man when I was 16 at a tailgate. I might have blacked out, but I'm sure I spewed some music stuff to you.
I probably also was blacked out, for sure. We definitely talked about J. Cole. I remember it.
Okay, that adds up. So, first headlining tour. This is the moment that everybody in their career is trying to get to. What does it mean? You just did your home city tour or show 2 nights ago.
I've done so many opening shows. I've done so many like one-off headliners, and I've never had actual fans come because usually when you do a show with your name attached, you either have people that will travel and do whatever it takes to get there, but never had that before. So I was really lucky to go on a really big direct support tour last year. Ended up making a good impression, I guess, because so many people from that tour have been popping out, knowing every single word to the songs. It feels like it's the most surreal thing that could possibly happen. It doesn't feel real to me yet, but it feels like we're stepping in the right direction. The shows are, they're not massive shows, but the energy from the crowd is incredible. Everyone knows the words. That's what I live for.
I mean, you hear the stories about people saying, like, I was in my bedroom writing this, now I'm on the stage. But, like, you're on stage and there's people front row singing every word. I'm singing Bluebird. I've been listening to that song since 2016.
I saw your dad, too, singing the words.
My father's the cameraman right now.
It's incredible. I from the minute I started making music, my dream was to make songs that stuck with people.
Yeah.
And whether I have 1 million fans or 2 fans, if my music resonates with a single person, I'm doing my job correctly.
Sure.
And it's, the pursuit of like being the biggest artist in the world means nothing. It's all about just having people that genuinely want to be here, and that's what this tour feels like. So I'm really honored to actually have a good fan base like that.
New album Gazebo just dropped with 1-2. Something you said on stage. You've been working since 2022 on this, or
2020?
That's insane.
Yeah, I started my favorite song on the album, Lower East Side. I started making that during COVID in my parents' basement, like right when I left UMB. I got the beat while I was still in school, so it's really cool to see how that song evolved because I wrote it in 2020, recorded it in 2022. Re-recorded it in 2024 for the album. So it kind of evolved with me over time, and still feels like the second I heard it for the first time finished when I was still in my parents' basement in 2020. So it's a pretty unreal song and moment for me.
And I assume you make like millions of songs, so I'm always curious when artists make albums for so long. How don't you, like, I feel like you would be like, oh, this new stuff's better than what I made 2 years ago, and this stuff's better than what I made 3 years ago. Like, how does the song really stick with you?
It's all about the moment. It's like a lot of artists will say the same thing, but the beauty of music is a lot of times when you listen to a song, whether you're a fan or an artist, it kind of teleports you to the first time you heard it. Kind of feel what you were feeling the first time you made something. So when I make a song, I have that feeling instantly where I'm like, I know I'm going to be listening to the song forever and thinking back to where I was when I made it. Whether it's good times or bad times, the point of music is to feel something, and as an artist, super important you get a feeling while you're making the song. So there are a lot of times where I'm in a studio session making a song and I know that I'm not going to do anything with it. There are times where
just for fun.
Or just to get the session over with, because sometimes working with people is just getting from point A to point B. It's really about the sessions where you have like chemistry with whoever you're working with, everything feels like it's clicking. That's, there are times where the second I hear the beat, I'm like, oh my God, when I finish this song, it's going to be a song I listen to on rotation for weeks. And when I make an album, I like solely pay attention to the feeling. And it's always a gut feeling. I'm not trying to force anything. That's when it gets, the crowd can tell when stuff is forced. So I try to just stay level-headed and just wait for the gut feeling.
Yeah, I think it might have been on Berkshire's, I'm not sure which song, but you talk about how when you're in conversation, just being very critical of the movement of the conversation occurring. I do the same thing. But when it comes to releasing content,
social anxiety, man,
social anxiety,
it's real.
But when it comes to, like, say, releasing content for me, I don't even have a second critical thought about it. I'm sure for music, you're confident as fuck in this. But, like, how do you, for you, separate those two, like, mental processes of being, like, anxious in a conversation, but being not anxious at all? Or there's probably some anxiety involved with dropping the music, but
it's funny because music is like the thing that like quells the social anxiety for me. Because when I meet fans and I see the smiles on people's faces, I see them sing the songs.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more excited to get off stage and meet every single person that comes to shows. It's more about the interactions I have with people that I feel like it looks like their lives are figured out and they're more put together than me. And I'll go to an event where everyone there is doing finance and doing tech and
on Berkshire.
Yeah, their apartments are crazy. Exactly. And as like a musician, it's always like, what's the reaction? Like, what type of reaction am I going to get when I tell this person that I'm a rapper, I'm 25?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like explaining the level of success I have or what I've done to try to justify the answer when they ask me what I do. So I kind of just have to take it with a grain of salt and see what they think. Usually it's mixed reactions. I'll say I'm a rapper. They're like, oh, nice. Like, especially
I do it.
Yeah, especially adults. I'm at an age where all my parents tell me is you got to get married ASAP. Start that family. I'm like, I couldn't be thinking less about my future right now and more about just how I'm gonna make this work immediately.
Yeah.
Because I'm on a time limit. I gotta get this shit where I want it to be.
For sure.
But it's the social anxiety is definitely like I've had it my whole life, way before I was an artist too. I am the type to hyperfixate on conversations when I meet people. When I talk to girls, I'd replay the conversation in my head the rest of the night, making sure that I didn't look stupid. And then in that process, you start to kind of get a warped perspective of it in your head. And the song Berkshires is about how every time I'm in a social situation like that, I'm my own worst enemy.
Yeah.
And I got to get over that for sure.
Yeah. And so there's albums with 1-2, someone you've worked with throughout your career, incredible producer.
So good.
I'm curious. Let's try to do a Mount Rushmore of producer-rapper combo albums.
Ooh, okay. That's so hard.
I'm trying to do mine off the top of the head.
What sucks is I wish MacLib was out because that would be on it.
Yeah.
Definitely Bandana and Pinata both have to be on there.
I throw Alfredo on it too. I love Alfredo.
Yeah, see, Alchemist is a major contender for every spot too.
Larry June Alchemist. That's not the best ever, but I really enjoyed that.
Price of Tea in China is up there.
Yeah. Food.
Blue in Exile.
Yeah.
What's that album called? Below the Heavens?
Yeah, I can picture the album cover in my head.
Yeah. It's the Blue in Exile album. They have two. Give Me Your Flowers Before I Can Still Smell Them. That album's incredible too, but Below the Heavens is up there.
Reasonable Drought, Stove God Cooks, and Rock Marston.
I still have to listen to that because Stove God Cooks is an artist that I'm super excited about.
Insane album.
Someone who I found recently, and he's the type of artist that every time I hear him come in, whether I know it's him or not, I pay attention.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the artists in that scene, I love them to death. They're incredible rappers, but the newer music has been losing me a little bit.
Yeah, the Conway album, I love Conway.
Yeah, like
it wasn't great. The Benny album was like
Griselda was the most exciting thing in the world to me a couple years ago, and recently I feel like they just need to reinvigorate or something. And that's no disrespect because I still think they're the best rappers.
I've made the man recording right now. My father, he's watched the freestyle. I'm like, he got shot in the face and he's half paralyzed and he's rapping outside the side of his mouth.
And he's just friends with Rihanna. No context.
Right? Yo, he's at the Met Gala.
Yeah.
Shout out Conway.
Oh yeah. Stove God Cooks, Makami, Rock Marciano.
Makami just dropped an album. I haven't listened to it.
Oh yeah, Two Lost.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Two Lost. Get your distribution there.
Yeah, I'd have to like really go through everything I've listened to recently. I'd say if I did a producer Mount Rushmore, like Knowledge, Alchemist,
No Worries Too. It's coming out the table for my
Flying
birthday.
Lotus. That's so hard. Maybe Sam I Am, really underrated producer from New York who's done so much shit that if you haven't heard, you have to listen to.
I'll have to tap in.
Also would put Patsu up there because,
Patsu.
like I said, he's the most talented human being I've ever met. Then rapper Mount Rushmore for me, I'm gonna say Big L, Kanye, Kendrick,
Mac.
Tupac.
Really? No Mac? I thought that was your thing.
I think I'm not talking personal.
I'd
say
for the okay.
personal right now would be Big L, Action Bronson, Mac,
Love Action Bronson.
Freddie Gibbs. Oh yeah.
My dad's agree.
Oh, let's go.
I know you may have like an objective list, and then like what I actually would think that the GOAT is. Like my objective list, like Biggie, Jay-Z. Where am I going with this? Andre 3000, Eminem, and then like what I actually listen to, Cole, Freddie Gibbs. Oh, I have so many. I have like 10 rappers.
I think objective would be net spend, V's,
Ian,
Baby Sosa, Ian. Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Oh yeah.
I have so many damn rap. J. Cole, Kendrick, Mac, Freddie Gibbs, Tyler. I got so many. It can't fit. He makes fun of me because I say
Tyler
this
gives
is my
me-
favorite artist. He's like, oh, it's another favorite artist.
Bro, Tyler gives me the chills every time I see him perform. He's I think, one of the most inspiring performers that exist.
I saw a Call Me If You Get Lost tour. It's crazy.
He's our generation's Michael Jackson in terms of performance. He's
You
like,
hear that, Drake? It ain't you.
fuck Drake. Drake has 2 good songs on every album, and I don't think that's a hot
It's on a
take.
playlist.
Oh yeah.
But Ben, what do we got coming? I know you just dropped an album, but what do we got for the future? What's it looking like right now? We got the rest of the tour coming up.
Hella Looking at Birds releases, so I have an alias called Looking at Birds where I kind of shitpost my music. I drop every Friday.
Where did the bird thing start? I forgot to ask that.
Oh, I've been an avid bird watcher since I was 6 or 7. My dad got me into bird watching when I was super young because I was off the rails insane. I was medicated for ADHD when I was like 6, which I don't think should be allowed. But one of the only things my dad figured out calmed me down was hiking and like looking for animals in the wild, because instead of me running around in malls and on ski mountains where I'd never be found again, I'm just seeing cool birds.
Yeah.
So I've always had birds as a motif in my music. Snakes and sharks too, obsessed.
Okay.
Those are my hyperfixations for sure. I fall asleep to shark videos every night. But Looking at Birds is literally came to me in a fever dream. I was on Twitch making music. Signed a deal with Twitch where I had to stay on stream for a certain amount of time making songs front to back. And I had the idea, like, instead of let these go to waste, I should drop the music without putting too much thought into it. And that's how I started my career, just not thinking too hard about shit, just making it, putting it out, let the people decide if it's good or bad. And it's had tremendous success. I love it. I love having it associated with me. But yeah, tons of Looking at Birds releases coming. I'm dropping an album called Clumsy right after tour.
Soundcentric exclusive. I'm not sure if that was exclusive.
It is.
Yeah, there we go.
I had been working on it the entire time I've been working on Gazebo, so super excited to drop that. It also has like my favorite album art of all time, like Still Lucy's wife, Cooks, who, congrats on the new baby. She made the artwork right before
Shout out Still Lucy.
maternity leave. Yeah, Still Lucy's incredible, but Clumsy is coming, and it's super weird and different. There are bangers, there's bossa nova, there's jazz, there's bedroom pop, rap, but all of it is very true to myself. It's experimental, but it's all stuff that I've been really loving. Like I'm excited. There's no gimmicks, it's just good music. So looking forward to that. And that is a Soundcentric exclusive.
Yes, sir. Y'all make sure to tune in to the new album Gazebo, Clumsy, when it drops. Come on tour.
Yeah, come to tour. We have like 14 stops left. So lookingatbirds.co if you want to come catch a show.
Yes, sir. We'll see you next time. I got it.
Dude, thank you. Always a pleasure.
Peace.